In the House, all but 6 Republicans yesterday voting in favor of a measure to temporarily fund the government for just another week. Now, that funding would include funding the Pentagon, funding the military through September. 15 Democrats sided with the GOP on this. One of them who voted yes, Democrat from Arkansas, Mike Ross, and he's joining us now. Congressman Ross, you are again the co-chair for communications of the Blue Dog Coalition. Blue Dogs are known for reaching across the aisle, making compromise happen. That's not happening for this budget. It's not happening for the temporary funding bill as well. Why not?
Well, Jenna, thanks for having me back on. And you mentioned 15 Democrats voting for the Republican bill yesterday to keep the government functioning for another week, to keep our troops, the Department of Defense, functioning through the rest of this fiscal year. 14 of those 15 votes did come from the Blue Dog Coalition. The problem, that we have is Speaker Boehner has about 60, 80 members that he can't always depend on his side of the aisle. And there's only 25 of us to begin with, so we can't help him enough to push something across the finish line. I wish we could, because it's time for the partisan bickering to end. I'm sick and tired of it. I don't care if it's a Democratic idea or a Republican idea. I want to know, is it a common sense idea, and does it make sense for the people back home in Arkansas? It will be a sad day in America if we allow our troops to continue to service in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Libya and miss a paycheck. I'm doing all I can to keep the government open. I voted for the Democratic plan yesterday. I voted for the Republican plan. I'm trying to be bipartisan here.
And that being said, and you mentioned the troops, a fellow Democrat of yours, the president, has come out and said that he would veto this continuing resolution that would fund the Pentagon through September. How does that make you feel?
Well, I think there's a lot of partisan bickering going on both sides. Look, we've got this entire session of Congress to debate social issues, and yet they're wanting to debate them within this continuing resolution. At the same time, on the Democratic side, I think we could cut more than we're cutting. Look, we got a $1.6 trillion deficit this year, and this debate's over a few $billion. It's time for both sides to come together and get real and get the job done for the American people.
Well, you mentioned social issues. One of the big social issues that is being discussed, and Senator Reid just talked about, is the defunding, the proposal to defund Planned Parenthood. Now, you're a pro-life Democrat. You voted in the past to defund Planned Parenthood. The question is not necessarily about the social issue right now, but whether or not that debate belongs in this debate over funding the government just through September. Do you believe this issue of funding or not funding Planned Parenthood really belongs here at this moment?
I believe that if that's what is standing in the way of us being able to fund our troops in harm's way, then I think it's a mistake. When I travel my district back home, people are sick and tired of all the stuff that snuck into bills. This bill should be about keeping our government up and operating, plain and simple. The Democrats need to give some. We need more cuts because the deficit's out of control, our debt's out of control. By the same time, or by the same token, the Republicans have to give some. I'm a pro-life Democrat. We've got the entire session of Congress to have that debate rather than having it on the backs of our troops in harm's way.
Congressman Ross, nice to see you on such a busy Friday. We appreciate it and look forward to talking to you again, sir.
Thanks, Jen.